Hello, you're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. President Isaias Afwerki met with the special representative of President Putin. 7 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. The global COVID-19 cases exceed 398 million. And China's envoy urged UN Security Council to take a responsible approach to sanctions. The local news. President Isaias Afwerki met and held talks in Massawa yesterday with Mr. Bogdanov, Special Representative of President Vladimir Putin for the Middle East and Africa. Mr. Bogdanov delivered a message of President Putin to President Isaias and stated that the visit underscores the readiness of the Russian Federation for all-rounded cooperation with Eritrea. In the meeting, President Isaias Afwerki underlined the vital contribution that the Russian Federation can make as an important partner to the progress of the African peoples. The talks demonstrated common stance both countries harbor on the basis of international law and against external interferences and illegitimate sanctions. We have an announcement from the Minister of Health. 7 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today at testing stations in the central and southern Red Sea regions. Out of these, 5 patients are from testing stations in the Asmara Central region. 2 patients are from testing stations in Asab, southern Red Sea region. On the other hand, 16 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central region have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,403, while the number of deaths stands at 101. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 9,651. Minister of Health, Asmara, February 8, 2022. At an assessment meeting conducted on February 4 in the port city of Massawa, the Microcredit and Saving Program in the Northern Red Sea region reported that in 2021, over 20 million nakfa has been disbursed to customers and over 20 million nakfa has been collected from beneficiaries of the loan. Mr. Abdul Ibrahim, head of the program of the region, said the objective of the program is to provide long-term opportunity to customers in remote areas and semi-urban centers that could not get the opportunity from the official financial institutions, and that so far 1,921 citizens have become beneficiaries. Commending the support provided from the sub-zonal administrators and stakeholders, Mr. Abdul called for proper identification of those that could be eligible for the program. He also revealed a plan for 2022 to establish an office in Foro sub-zone and disperse about 25 million nakfa to beneficiaries, pointing out that the program is drastically contributing and improving the livelihoods of customers. Mr. Tesfla Asmarom, acting head of the program, said that reinforced effort will be exerted with partners to expand the program across the country. The participants at the meeting conducted extensive discussion of the report presented and adopted various recommendations. Now back with international news after a short break. Welcome back. The COVID-19 infections around the world has neared 400 million, with a global death toll over 5.7 million as of today. This according to World Meters. The United States continues to lead the world in both confirmed COVID-19 cases and related fatalities, with 78.3 million COVID-19 infections and more than 908,000 related deaths. The U.S. has recorded more than 13,000 new cases today, and Russia registered more than 165,000 new cases and more than 698 new deaths in the last 24 hours. Germany reported a total of 11.3 million COVID-19 infections and more than 119,000 deaths within the last 24 hours. And Brazil reported a total of 26.6 million cases and more than 632,000 total deaths. This is according to further reports. A Chinese envoy urged the United Nations Security Council to adopt a prudent and responsible approach to sanctions while raising the issues of sanctions imposed on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, and unilateral sanctions. It has been China's consistent position that while all UN member states have the obligation to implement in good faith and sanctions authorized by the Council should take a prudent and responsible approach to sanctions. Zhang Gu, China's permanent representative to the UN, said during the Security Council debate on general issues relating to sanctions, preventing their humanitarian and unintended consequences. The envoy said for over 20 years, there has been a trend of expansion of the Council sanctions regime. Those adverse humanitarian and livelihoods-related impact cannot be brushed aside and has increasingly caused disruptions to the romancy of economic and social activities to the general public and third countries. The cyclone that battered parts of Madagascar over the weekend killed at least 20 people, displaced 50,000, and destroyed crops that were close to being harvested. This is according to the head of the United Nations Food Aid Agency in the country. Cyclone Basri slammed into the Indian Ocean island on Saturday, knocking down houses and electricity lines along the southeastern coastline until it moved away last on Sunday, leaving some towns and villages partially or totally destroyed. With a new population of nearly 30 million, Madagascar had already been dealing with the aftermath of Cyclone Anam, which killed 55 people and displaced 130,000 just 2 weeks earlier. Cyclone Basri struck a different part of the island further south, where the population is facing a shaky situation in terms of food supplies because of a severe drought. Now, a reminder of the top stories. The President has met with a special representative of President Putin. 7 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. The global COVID-19 cases exceed 398 million. And China's envoy urged UN Security Council to take a responsible approach to sanctions. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.